Indiana State football fall camp coverage is brought to you by U.S. Lawn, the official lawn care provider of Sycamore Athletics.
Day 2 complete. I know you really felt that there was a lot of optimism that you were able to build in the spring. Have you felt that carry over now to the fall?
Yeah, I think that, we love the energy that the guys have brought out here the first 2 days. Whether it was from the spring and then into the summer and into now, a lot of guys that you're trying to gel and mix together, and whether it's in the back end, up front, linebacker, it doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of new guys that, are getting an opportunity. And I think that we're just trying to find the mix of the right 11. And fortunately, it looks right now that there's more than just 11. I think that we feel pretty good about, like I said, the energy and the effort that they brought out here in the first 2 days. And, just looking forward to continuing to build that.
Why do you feel there's more than just 11 that you have from what you've seen the first couple days? What gives you that optimism?
Well, a lot of these guys, they may be young in class, but a lot of these guys have been here, obviously you talk about the COVID year, and then so a lot of these guys have been here. They've been in the program. They've been with Coach McManus and his staff in the weight room and developed, at a pretty high level there. And so getting them out here now, although some of them may be a little inexperienced, they've been here. They've been coached. They've been in the scheme. They know how to practice. They know what the expectation is, and I think that so you're seeing that although there may be some youth out there, like I said, in terms of the class, these guys have been here and eager to get their opportunity.
How big is it for guys like Chris Reed, who of course have played a ton here, been here for a long time? I think even Johnny May, he's been in this program a long time, and now kind of more of a piece is being cut off for him. Do you like those guys that have been around for a while, that now it's just not their knowledge base, but they're starting to show it maybe a little bit more here in front of you?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that you love about both of those guys is just how they've persevered, through, they've both had their own journey since they've been here. They've both appreciated their path and I think really done a great job of learning from the guys that were in that room with them for a number of years and have had some tremendous examples to follow. And obviously now they feel like, we talk to them all the time about, the expectation being the position, and the standard in every room is either, you either set it or you elevate it. And I think that those guys understand that and they appreciate what the guys before them did for them. And I think they're doing a great job now of paying that forward to a lot of the other guys and especially the young guys in those rooms.
You guys always say as a program, since day one you've been here, it starts up front. You had such an experienced group last year. A lot of those guys have gone. Now, even though Chris has a lot of experience, there's many new faces there. Where do you see those new faces kind of coming in, Coach Wilson, and why, even though they may not have a ton of name recognition right now, there are guys that you have 100% confidence in when you start playing against North Alabama?
Well, I think it starts with, Coach Smith and Coach Dineen have done a great job with, first and foremost, of getting those guys to understand the importance of being together and helping each other out and coaching each other and four guys, working as one. And that's always been the case in that room. Coach Smith's done a great job with that over the years, with that development and that mindset and that mentality. And then obviously Coach Dineen now, he was there as a player and he was one of the glue spots in the room. And now so he brings that knowledge and that expertise in that regard. And I think that's what you're seeing with that room. Although there's some new guys, they all look like they've been here and they all act like they've been here together for 4, 5, 6 years. So that's encouraging to see the way that room has come together thus far.
What's it say about your defensive staff knowing you have two guys who were on the roster last year and now are coaches, and the trust you have in them and their abilities, and of course JJ and Gavin, as you just touched up on?
Well, it's a tremendous credit to them, and I think that more so even than the staff is what it says about this program and what it says about, Coach Mallory hasn't changed from day one with the standard and the expectation, and those are two great examples of two guys that came in and hadn't been here their whole careers. But it's always about the right fit, and I think that obviously this has been the right fit for them, and the way that they've taken off, and the leadership that they showed as players, they've got instant respect when they walk in that room, because the things that they're demanding, they're not demanding anything that they didn't do themselves or that they haven't done. So, but I think that's what it says. It says a lot about them as individuals, number one. It says a lot about this program and the way that the guys buy in and are given opportunities. And I think that, they've really taken those responsibilities and run well with them.
I know last year there were many different schemes that you would use defensively with your group, and a lot of that is adapting to what you have. As you look at what you have this year, not necessarily giving out your game plan, but what expectations do you have in terms of how you want your defense to look maybe schematically this year that is similar or different to what it was last year?
I think the biggest thing is, like you said, we're always going to look at, what our personnel does best. What can we do to put them in position to have success utilizing their strengths and their abilities. But at the end of the day, Coach and I were talking about this morning. It's not about what we do defensively. It's about who's doing it and how they do it, and how they communicate and how they fly around and how they run to the ball. If there's only one way to play defense, everybody would do it. So I think year in and year out, yes, you have to be innovative and you have to find ways to make sure that you've got the guys on the field that need to be on the field and in the right spots. But as you've seen these first couple days out here, is you're hearing football, and when they learn it, when they can learn it and they like it, then they can execute it, and you've seen that there are a lot of guys flying around having fun.
You think back to last year, I brought this up to Coach Mal yesterday. He talks about just those differences in those segments in those games. The scores are what the scores were, but you can really cut it down to about a 2-3 minute segment in those games. How much do you keep bringing that up with this group here, even though different faces, different pieces, but to make sure that those mistakes don't repeat and that you guys are able to stop the bleeding?
We talk about it every day. Because if you don't, I think that if you don't, a lot of these guys were here, and the biggest thing that we talk to them about is just the importance of playing the next play and the importance of responding and the importance of understanding that you've got to train yourself to react and respond in practice the same way that you do in a game. And those habits are being created every single day, whether it's going from 7-on-7 to team or inside run to one-on-ones, whatever it may be. You may have a great segment, you may not have a great segment, but either way, you've got to shelf it and you've got to move on to the next, just like you have to do in a series of a game, all right, from quarter to quarter, from half, first half to second half. Because it's exactly what you said. You can't allow one play to become 2 to 3 bad plays. You can't allow one series to become 2, and then obviously it just steamrolls from there. So it's something that we haven't shied away from. We haven't shied away from. Coaches, players, we understand that. We understand the importance of the ebbs and flows in a game, and you've got to stay even keeled throughout the whole course of it in order to be able to execute your job at a high level.
What's the best part of camp from your perspective and what you find out about your guys? Yes, you get a lot of reps, but typically, like maybe in the spring, you get a weekend off. Where here, it's kind of practice, meetings, go to bed, wake up, rinse and repeat. How much more do you find out about your guys right now, and what you enjoy about finding that out?
I think that one of the biggest things with camp that you find out is, in a lot of ways, is how important it is for them to be able to contribute at a high level for their team. And it's the way they take care of their body. It's the way that they prepare themselves to come into meetings every single day. It's, they've got to do a great job of utilizing the time that they have to get off their feet, to see Kellen and his staff, to be able to rest and recover. And I think that you find that out a lot of times about, you want those guys that every single day they come out here and they give themselves to their teammates and they say, here I am, let's go to work. And because they've utilized and it's important to them, we tell them all the time, to train and act like a pro. I think that, the way that they attack the meeting room, coming in prepared and organized, and then again, taking care of their bodies and putting themselves in position to give everything that they have to their teammates every day.